All right, guys. So at the bottom of your, I did have a little peek because I wanted to know what was going on here. If you look at, I would say look at it this way because that's your underlying energy. So I put that there. What's underneath that? We have judgment. This is coming out of that kind of dark night of the soul energy. Transformation, change, letting things go, drawing lines under things. I mean, justice, judgment, and justice, those are very much cards of making a decision and standing by that decision. So, the Knight of Wands. The Knight of Wands can mean a number of things. Yes, it's fire energy, Aries, Leo, Sagittarius. And he's often seen as the unreliable knight, the party all the time kind of knight. The one night stand. That's the Knight of Wands. He has that kind of a reputation. But you have to look at the other cards that are coming in. And the thing with the Knight of Wands is he is an adventurer. He is an explorer. He will take it in a different direction. He wants a new experience. And that's what this week is about for you. It's not so much, specifics. And we get to that. By the end of the week, we're getting there. We're looking at what are the specifics, what are the details of this. Right now, it's just like, I want a new experience. Can I please have a new experience now? I want to move on. I want to do something new. Well, so what is it that you want to experience, Libra? That's a big question for you this week. What is it that you want to experience? I'm being serious. You don't have to obviously tell me that, but think about it. That's your question of the week. What would I like to experience? Now, the thing with the Knight of Wands is he just wants it to be fresh and new. He just wants it to be exciting. He just wants to enjoy it while he's there. And that's why, as much as he's called unreliable, I can tell you this. If the Knight of Wands chooses to hang out with you, it's because there's nowhere else in the world he wants to be than with you. And I say he, I don't even have a shade you it. It's not masculine or feminine. The knights are the knights. So, with the Knight of Wands coming up here, some of you might be thinking about exploring, traveling, going on an adventure, something that gets your passion and your creativity going, that you're excited. It might even be an existing situation. You're taking it in an absolutely new direction. And I think it's the newness that you need. It's the newness. There is the sense with the star sat underneath it. I mean, the star is, did I say the star? Sorry, the star sat underneath the Knight of Wands. There is this sense of the hope that comes from a new beginning. And it's that fresh energy that gives you hope. Anything. It doesn't even matter. People try to manifest and they have this idea, and this is not even that. This is like, I'll take anything that's not where we are right now. I've got a similar message to you guys, but yours is a little different. So you have justice at the heart of your reading. This is a big deal for you guys because it's your card, right? Justice is fairness, it's balance, it's justice being done through the truth. If there's been an injustice, it's rectifying that, it's balancing the karmic scales, all of that delightful stuff. But I will tell you something that a lot of Librans have said this to me, and if any of you Librans have had a reading with me and have said it to me, you've heard me say this to you. And that is, a lot of Librans come up to me and they say, I need balance in my life. I need balance in my situation. I don't have any balance. I'm a Libra. And I'm like, yeah, exactly. You bring the balance. You bring the balance. You are the scales of justice. You're the one that you can see the difference. That's the whole point. That's what Libras do. You see both sides of the story. That's why people say that you guys compromise or do whatever, because you see both sides of the story. That's how you balance the scales. You see both ends. You're like, okay, well, we need a bit more there and we need a bit less on that side. But you do that. That's your ability. That's your unique superpower to be able to do that. So, if things are not fun now, if things have been difficult or whatever it is, right? You know what will balance the scales. You see that in yourself. But we have the balance within us, and then we can express that out into the world. So first of all, I would say for you guys, especially with the Knight of Wands coming up there, who's all about passion and excitement and enthusiasm and just getting that kind of, I don't know, the whole kind of passion for life back. That's what I'm getting here. When you have justice in the middle, what would balance your scales? Pick it. What would you need to balance your scales? Because in the past, you've left something behind. We have this Six of Swords coming up as a past or foundation energy. And I want you to actually, let's go. I'm going to just take a step back because it just hit me in the face again. It's like justice was like, no, we haven't done with me. Sorry, I'm rambling on about justice. But if things have been really boring and stuck, think about that, right? Then what would balance that?
getting some fun in. If you've had to be really responsible and stuff, then what do you need? Be irresponsible. Go out and have, I don't mean like illegal or anything like that, but go out and have some fun. Go out and hang out with some friends. Go and do something just for the fun of it. That's the energy that's coming up. Now, have a look. With Justice coming up in the middle, and someone else got this here, and I don't remember who it was, but you see them too. Do you see them kind of, they're looking out. I don't know how much they see with those helmets on, but they're looking out either way. So what you're trying to balance, what you're trying to find, what balances this situation is, on the one hand, this need for something new, going in a different direction, adventure, exploring, that kind of thing. But on the other hand, Six of Swords, moving away from a difficult situation. Now, the fact that this is coming up as the past of foundation last week, last month, last year, it doesn't matter. This can be travel as well. It can be travel. But I don't see it as the same travel. I don't know if that makes sense. If someone's already been on a trip and you're looking that I'd love to go travel again, or I want to go wherever, this is different. I don't think this would be going somewhere you've been before. It's a completely different destination. That's for, I don't know who that's for. That's to do with traveling and exploring. If you literally want to go out there and travel and explore. For others of you, it's about combining the two. You can still, sometimes when we've left a difficult situation behind, and even the star, it implies there's been a tower moment, right? If we've left a difficult situation behind, we can be very reluctant to start something new because I've just come out of some crap. I don't need to get back into it again. But that's overthinking it. That's not what this is about. That's not what this week is about. If it's been difficult, then what you need is easy right now, right? Perfect Knight coming in to help you with that. I feel that, when we want a dream or we have a wish or we know where we want to go, we have this idea of that I'd like to travel or move or do something, right? Sometimes we don't know the specifics and sometimes we don't need to know the specifics. It's about trying to incorporate that energy right now. So say I want a boyfriend. Why do I want a boyfriend? Because I don't want to be lonely. All right, go hang out with some friends. Go hang out with some people. Stop being lonely. I have to deal with that emotion first, right? And you don't know. Hanging out with my friends, I could meet someone. Or work. I want to do something that I'm passionate about. Okay, well, do it at work. And they're like, no, it's boring. My job's too boring. There's nothing for me to do. And trust me, I used to write. I used to be a freelance writer and I used to write a lot. Book reviews and stuff. I didn't like doing a lot of the stuff, but you did it for money, right? You did it. So what I did was I set up a blog on the side where I would just write about all the stuff that like horror movies and stuff, stupid stuff. But that, I did it just for fun. And I got my creative juices flowing like that. So it doesn't always have to look exactly like that, especially if you're on a journey, if you're on this thing. Sometimes we have it precisely set out like these are the steps I have to take to move, to go on this path. And it's like, well, no. Sometimes you can go do something just that revives you. It recharges your passions. And guess what? Out of that comes the star, a new direction, a new dream comes in. I get it. With this energy here, it kind of feels like you needed this. You're trying to get to a stable place. It's okay, though. It's okay to have fun, Libra. I feel like I have to tell you that. Whatever the fun is for you, taking the night off and, eating popcorn and watching Netflix, whatever it looks like for you. Because out of that, when you get into that energy, when you tap into your passions, your creative, have a laugh, right? Just enjoy yourself. You find a new dream. You find hope. This is a card. It's a very spiritual card. It's about healing as well. You find your north star. You find that star that guides you. You find your true north. This is what I want to do. This is where I want to go. That, it just grows and grows from there then, right? Now, be aware of this. Be aware of this, Libra, with Justice coming up here. This can be that you've made your peace with someone. Sometimes I see that with Justice. You made your peace with someone. Guess what? You're about to rock the boat. That's why I kind of feel like it kind of feels like you finally found a direction that you want to go in, but you don't know how well that's going to. I mean, there's internal struggle with the Five of Wands coming up. It can be internal struggle, but why? Why is there internal struggle? What does that internal struggle look like? Because you work so hard to find some balance? Because you just made your peace with someone or something, and now you're about to say, well, you know what, actually, I think I want to go in a different direction. This can be conflict with other people. This can be internal conflict, and it's about competing as well. It's about competition, healthy competition in the workplace. But it is about entering the fray. It is about getting stuck in. And now, this is a projection from where we are. So are some of you refusing to go to follow that new star because it's going to cause problems? It's going to cause problems. But with the Knight of Wands and the Five, he doesn't give a shit about that. He doesn't care about where it's going. He wants to enjoy it right now. Who cares if we don't like it tomorrow? Who cares if, I get bored when I go there? I'll just go somewhere else. It's being open to adventure. That's the adventuring spirit. And it kind of feels like you need to tap into some of that. Don't worry too much about what anyone else is going to say to you. Because the advice here is the Page of Coins. And this is where we look at the details. Now, where do the details come from? They come from this. Six of Swords. Whatever it was that you left behind before. Whatever it is that you've moved on from. Have a look at that. Have a look at this story. Because the Six of Swords to me, think about the Six of Swords. It comes after the Five of Swords. The Five of Swords is even more ruthless and brutal than this. So if you survived that and you moved on to something else, then why could you not survive this? There's competition in the air. That's what I'm getting here. It's about competing. It's about showing what you have, doing something. Also about moving your body, I'm getting for some people. Action, movement. But with the Page of Pentacles coming up here, there's something new that you could be beginning. And it starts off small. The Page of Coins, Page of Pentacles is always that small. But it's about looking at the details of it. Looking at the details. But you can't look at the details of it until you know what it is. And it is something new. It is a new direction. It's a new dream, a new wish, a new path opening up in front of you. Helping hand that you didn't realize you could have before. And you get it. You get that helping hand by being this, tapping into your passions, socializing, meeting other people. Not by, I'll move on by myself. You've done that. The work that you needed to do for yourself, you've done that. Now it's about getting out there, exploring, doing something different. And yeah, meeting other people. Now sometimes this can be friends and family telling us, oh no, you shouldn't do that. Because of their own fears or whatever they're projecting, right? That's why I kind of feel it's important for a lot of you to have the information that you need. But you don't know what you're exploring yet. Do you see what I mean? Go on the adventure. It's like me. If I say I'm going to go and explore, I don't know, Timbuktu or something. I'm off to go explore Timbuktu. I was going to be, are you nuts? And while I'm out there, I have an epiphany. I see something and I'm like, oh my God, I've always wanted to live in Venice. Like that comes out of it. And then everyone's telling me, are you nuts? First you want to go to Timbuktu. Now you want to move to Venice. Like, what the hell's going on here? And it's like, well, it's my life. I'm deciding it. But the thing is, before I tell anyone or before I get stuck into that, I've already found all the details and said, well, I've already researched and it would be cheaper to blah, 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 and all of that. But it's not just for other people. It's for yourself. This is the student. He's done his research. And this is about committing at the ground level. Like you go in and you're like, well, okay, doesn't look like much now, but I can do something with this. I've gone through something before that has given me the tools to deal with this, that I can bring to this. Kind of a weird one, and it can go in a number of different ways. But the main thing is your passion. What gets you fired up? Explore that, whatever it is.